Do you know where Shashank is?
No, I don't. No? क्या हो गया?
We have a shoot and I can't find him.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay, you can follow me. Have you tried to call him?
नहीं.
हाँ. चश्मा. Thank you. Coolers are out of stock. There's no AC at my place. I've been sleeping here for the past few days.
So let's just take 2 minutes.
A woman in Bengaluru went viral after she booked a hotel room for a single day just to sit in AC, and now half the people who saw it related to it completely. And the other half thought it was really absurd. Now, my grandfather used to talk about Bengaluru like it was the only city in India where you didn't really need a fan. He called it the city of eternal spring. That Bangalore now, folks, is gone. Of the 100 hottest cities on the planet right now, 95 are in India. Delhi recorded its hottest day of the year this week at 42.8 degrees. Pune crossed 42.4. Parts of Vidarbha are touching 45 to 47, and all of this is happening in April, weeks before even peak summer is hitting India. India is currently hotter than Saudi, than the UAE, than Qatar, and those are desert countries. We are surrounded by oceans, so what exactly is going on? Hello folks, I'm Shashank, you're tuned into Finshots TV. Let's talk about India's heat crisis. There are a few reasons for why this is happening, and they stack on top of each other. The first one is a heat dome effect. It's like a pressure cooker lid sitting over the subcontinent. A high pressure system has built itself above India and is trapping hot, dry air underneath, blocking clouds from forming, blocking rain from falling, letting the sun cook literally everything below without interruption. The second reason is that the weather systems that normally bring rain relief in April simply haven't shown up. Every year, western disturbances, that is cool weather patterns coming in from Mediterranean, bring light rain and cloud cover to North India in spring. This year, they've been weak or very infrequent. Now, without them, the heat just accumulates. You've probably seen social media posts blaming Super El Nino for this heat. Look, Super El Nino was the 2023-24 event, and it did push global temperatures to record highs. But it ended. Right now, as of this week, the World Meteorological Organization confirmed that we are in an ENSO neutral phase. El Nino hasn't arrived yet, though forecasts from the WMO suggest that it is likely to emerge between May and July 2026, and they're flagging it that this could be a strong one, which means the worst may genuinely be ahead of us. Third reason is climate change has shifted the baseline. 10 of India's 15 hottest years on record have happened in the last 15 years. Heat waves are arriving earlier, they're lasting longer, and they're hitting harder than they were 2 decades ago. But the fourth reason is a man-made disaster. We built our cities to trap heat. Deliberately or not, that's what we did. In the late 1900s, 69% of Bengaluru had green cover like trees, lakes, parks everywhere. An IASC study found that the city has lost 93% of its lakes since, and even forest cover. Green cover is down to roughly 2%. What did we replace it with? Concrete, asphalt, and glass buildings. All materials that absorb heat during the day and radiate it right back to the atmosphere in the night. So even when the sun goes down, the city stays hot. Now this is called the urban heat island effect, where cities become several degrees hotter than the surrounding countryside because of how they're built and because there's nothing left to cool them down. Delhi's concretized zones run up to 6 degrees hotter than the city's average, and when the nights don't cool down, human bodies don't recover. By day 5 or 6 of sustained heat, people who stayed indoors during the day start developing symptoms. And we keep making it worse, by the way. In Nashik, before the recent Kumbh Mela expansion, the municipal corporation quietly cut 1200 plus trees in just 2 months for solid waste infrastructure without any public announcement. When it came to light months later, activists found that 1700 more trees were already marked for cutting at another site. Now, this happens constantly across all Indian cities for road widening, metro construction, commercial commercial development. Folks, the trees go first and nobody adds up what that costs in degrees. So here is what this costs, and I want to make this feel real rather than abstract. You probably notice your electricity bill creeping up this month. India's peak power demand just hit an all-time record of 252 gigawatts, and the power ministry expects it to hit 271 gigawatts as summer deepens. That's everyone's AC running, coolers running, and everyone's trying to survive this. That demand has to be met somehow, which means more coal, more pressure on the grid, and more power cuts as well. Now, the cooling trap is what analysts are calling it. The hotter it gets, the more power we need to cool ourselves, the more strain on grid that's already been stretched. Business Today quoted an analyst this week who said India's GDP forecast is getting marked down in real time because of the heat. Here's why that phrase matters. See, when it crosses 35 degrees, human productivity starts falling measurably. Research shows roughly 2% for every degree above that threshold. At 45 degrees, folks, that's 20% drop in what a person working outdoors can actually do. Now, think about what proportion of India's workforce works outdoors or in uncooled spaces. It's about 75%. You have farmers, construction workers, auto drivers, street vendors, delivery partners, sanitation workers. 3/4 of the working population is actually doing their job in conditions where the science says that they're operating at significantly reduced capacity. And that shows up in the economy. The Lancet Countdown India measured 11.5 lakh crore rupees to 16.5 lakh crore rupees in income losses in a single recent year from heat-related productivity drops. McKinsey projects that by the year 2030, India could be losing up to 24 lakh crore rupees annually, which is roughly around 4.5% of GDP just from heat stress on the workforce. The ILO says the equivalent of 34 million full-time jobs will be lost because of this. And this is the part of the heat wave that doesn't make the news enough. Now, there are two completely different experiences of the summer happening simultaneously in the same city. A woman in Bangalore books a hotel room for a day just to sit in the AC. It's a relatable, debatable, and a funny video. A construction worker on site in Delhi makes a different calculation. It's 44 degrees outside. He has practically no paid leaves. The Factories Act doesn't legally apply to his site, and if he doesn't show up, he loses that day's wage. So he shows up. A Swiggy delivery partner gets a request at 2 p.m. in 45 degrees heat. He could decline, but too many declines tanks his rating, which affects his income for the week. The app has no heat-related exception built into it. He accepts. People in Delhi slums, documented in reporting from the Global Health Now, have been taking personal loans at 15% interest to buy ACs to survive nights in 10-roofed rooms that don't cool down until 3 a.m. They're going into debt to protect themselves from a crisis that public infrastructure was supposed to manage. There's a phrase for this now, and it's called as thermal injustice. The heat burden is not distributed equally. It falls hardest on people with the least ability to do anything about it. And here's a legal reality that makes all of this worse. If a construction worker collapses from heat stroke and dies today, his family gets absolutely no government compensation. Heat waves are still not classified as a national disaster under the Disaster Management Act of 2005. If he died in a flood though, his family would have received 4 lakh rupees. He died in 47 degrees heat on a construction site with no shade, no mandatory rest breaks, and no legal protection. And the law currently treats that as an acceptable outcome. Only 4 states in India, Haryana, UP, Odisha, and Kerala, have added heat waves as local disaster. The other 24 haven't yet. At the national level, heat wave deaths remain officially uncounted and uncompensated for. Other countries have figured out responses to this. Like, take the example of Spain. Spain mandated legally enforceable rest periods for outdoor workers during extreme heat. The UAE shifted construction to night shifts entirely during summer. Ahmedabad, after a devastating 2010 heat wave that killed over 1,300 people, built India's first heat action plan, which is an early warning and response system that is now cited globally and has meaningfully reduced heat deaths in the city since. India has heat action plans too, in many cities actually. The problem is their adversaries. They're non-binding. There's no dedicated budget, no enforcement mechanism in place. There's no legal teeth. The government can't tell workers to stay out of the sun between noon and 4 p.m. It cannot require employers to give them paid time off if they do. The plans identify the problem. I'm not saying they don't. They just don't create consequences for ignoring it. See, 95 of the 100 hottest cities on earth being in India is a record that nobody wanted. Some of it is climate change, a global failure that we didn't cause alone. But the urban heat island effect, the cities designed around cars and concrete instead of trees and water, now folks, those are local decisions made here by governments and planners and developers who kept treating green cover as optional. Now that's the hard reality that we'll have to accept. Folks, if you don't have to step out between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. this week, don't. The heat right now is a genuine health risk and no errand is worth a heat stroke. If you do step out or when your delivery partner rings your bell, please offer them water. They've been riding through 44 degrees to get to your door and the app doesn't give them the option to say no. It costs you nothing and it matters more than you think. Keep an eye on your elders at home. They lose the ability to regulate body temperatures faster than you younger people, and they often don't recognize when they're in distress until it's too late. Check on them, make sure they're drinking water even when they say that they're not thirsty. Now on the water point, electrolytes matter more than temperature right now. A chilled Diet Coke feels like an instant relief, but it dehydrates you further. ORS, coconut water, Nimbu Pani with a pinch of salt. Now these actually replenish your body salts, and please keep all of these handy. And folks, if you have a terrace or a balcony, leave a small bowl of water for birds. They're struggling through this too and they have nowhere to go. The summer is genuinely hard, so please take care of yourself and take care of whoever is around you. I'll see you in the next one.